And so we have a brief moment for us to welcome Mark Hunter, Olympic champion in lightweight double sculls in the Beijing Olympics, into the commentary position next to me. It's lovely to have you here again, Mark.
Good afternoon, Ryan. Thanks for having me back. Looking forward to this race ahead in the Temple Challenge Cup.
Yeah, Temple Challenge Cup for University 8s, if you don't know already. And if you do know rowing, you'll recognise the very distinctive purple colours of the University of London A crew. I'm just flying over the stroke man, James Richards, and looking at this remarkable school crew from United States of America. Kent School, normally you get a schools racing in the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup, but they've chosen to move up a level and race in this university category, and we're going to have a great race, whatever the verdict is, between these two crews. University of London on your right and Kent School USA on your left.
Attention! Go!
And just looking at the times from yesterday, both these crews raced a 1 minute 52 to the barrier mark, so they're really quite even.
Yeah, this should be a really exciting race. We've got two crews yesterday who won in quite comfortable style, but their kind of times to the barrier and Fawley were exactly the same. So, you know, I'm sure there'll be a bit of nerves and a bit of tension on the start. There's not going to be much in this one, so, you know, this one could go down to the wire.
So you can see the University of London boys there just as they go off from the island, and we get the benefit of this amazing camera shot. I mean, this must be one of the best shots in rowing. You're tracking the crew at water level. You can see the University of London just really fighting to get into a lead. What do you reckon, one man, two man at this stage of the race?
Yeah, there's about two men there, and this is a great shot from the side. You don't really get images this close to the crews. They're racing down the track side by side. And the reason the Kent score in this particular event is because they've got one guy that was too old to do the PE, so that's why they had to step up to the big university event.
Yeah, that's a real killer, isn't it? Because it would have been great to see them race Eton and Shrewsbury, but you can't have it both ways, and they've shown what guts they have in terms of the competition yesterday. Won very comfortably against Newcastle University, the students from Newcastle, and that great programme of Angelo Savarino's up there. But University of London, coached, well, the coaching is led by Brian Young. This crew, of course, is coached by Phil Gray. They look to be eking out a slow but significant margin, Mark.
Yeah, they're just squeezing it out one stroke at a time, just taking a couple of inches every single stroke and just easing out. You know, but when you're kind of a young kid and you're racing kind of young men or adults, you know, there's just that, you just want to turn them over sort of thing. You know, it's kind of exciting to kind of step up in a category and just see how quick you really are. So I'm sure the guys will be loving going out there from the Kent School racing the University of London.
Do you know, I mean, I just, what you said reminded me when I used to race, because we raced in a university event when I was back at Henley in juniors in '75. It was the Visitors' Cup, and we loved the fact we were racing students. And you do get a buzz. Racing guys you think, you know, should beat you, and, you know, maybe the pressure's off these young men from Kent School. Yeah,
well, you go in as the underdog. Nobody really expects anything from you, so you can try things, experiment, have some fun, and, you know, no one's going to, if you don't actually come away and win the race, then no one's going to kind of be disappointed, but you've got an opportunity to overturn someone, and the pressure is on the University of London here. They are the university crew. This is their event, and you've got a school crew that stepped up to challenge them, so, you know, this is the sort of exciting racing we like to see.
Yeah, so if you hadn't guessed it already, we are excited. We think the crew on the left of your picture, the men from the University of London, have a slight lead over the Americans on the right of your picture from Kent School. Yes, they are schoolboys in a university event, and what an account they're giving of themselves. We're coming up to the halfway mark, and it is that University of London rowing in boat named after the famous University of London benefactor and coach Alan Watson, and just a one-length lead.
Yeah, there's not much in it, but, you know, that's a massive advantage in 8 to have that kind of distance. But, you know, as young kind of school kids, they will not be giving up. They will be chucking everything into this, and, you know, what better way to come into the stewards' enclosure than trying to hunt someone down and kind of, you know, catch them on the line, that sort of thing. So we look forward to the next couple of 100 metres.
And there you see the stroke Sam Hack. Look at the gritted teeth of Bojan Dozlak behind him. These two men, very, very experienced. Bojan hoping to go to Yale University. Of course, Yale University represented here in the Ladies Challenge Plate, and there are the University of London. You get the shot from, I think, the umpire's launch. And you can see they're having to battle all the way. They haven't really broken clear, and if anything, I think maybe Kent School have held that University of London move.
I think the University of London have been very clever in their race strategy there. They didn't get flustered by racing a younger crew. They stuck to their race plan and just knew that they are bigger and stronger guys, and they can just sit there and really work in that rhythm in the middle part of the race and just gradually open it up, not trying to take a massive distance in 1 or 2 strokes or 10 strokes, but just gradually increase that margin. So they've just squeezed out, you know, every single stroke by a couple of inches.
So there's that head-on shot, and we just go down the University of London crew. Just a word from the cox of the University of London, Rajesh Sharma, who's kept his cool and urged his crew to do the same against the schoolboys. And it does look now that the University of London have made their experience tell. This is a very strong 8 from the London club. Great result at Marlow Regatta in that elite events where they elite 8 event where they came 4th. The boys from Kent School had battled and battled and battled, and they haven't allowed University of London to lower their rating or let up. You can see the men in purple being urged on by Rajesh Sharma there. There you can hear him in 1, in 2. He's still asking for bursts and burns, Mark.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that those young guns that are coming from behind can't actually kind of get back on even terms and actually make a race of this. So, you know, that's the job of the cox, to keep the crew focused on what they're doing, making sure that they just keep easing out and do not let up, because the last thing you want to do coming to the enclosures is take your foot off the gas, let the crew from behind start coming up on you, and then it's really difficult if you're in that position, they're coming up on you, to try and change gear again. So they just want to make sure that they keep that margin so they can just relax and enjoy the last 20 or 30 strokes.
So the blonde hair, well, you can't see the blonde hair, just in the bows of that University of London boat of Tom Portsmouth, the historian. There he is. He'll be the first man to cross the finishing line should this race prove to be rowed out to a successful conclusion. University of London haven't been able to let up. Maybe they haven't had to sprint for the line, but they've been kept under the hammer by the schoolboys behind them from Kent School USA. So there we go, we pass the student enclosure, and we have one more camera shot as we see the floating grandstand, the famous floating grandstand there that University of London are rowing past on the way to victory in this heat of the Temple Challenge Cup. And they cross the line, and we'll just wait to see the Kent School cross the line, and it will be the University of London go through to Friday's racing to race either Trinity College Dublin or Cornell University USA.